Well, hello, you guys. Happy Sunday. Hope everyone is enjoying their Sunday or where I should be at church, but today I'm not. But I wanted to come on. I want to do a pot of pinto beans with seasoned beef tips. I'm not really good with the crock pot pinto beans. For me, they come out a little mushy. But I've discovered a way that these beans will come out tender with the thick juice and very flavorful. Okay, here I have 1 pound of pinto beans. And into the pinto beans, I want you to add 10 cups of water and 2 tablespoons of salt. That's it for now, okay? And what I want you to do is turn, I got an old stove, so I'm going to put it on 7 because this is what's going to happen. Okay, let's stir this because I've already added the 2 tablespoons of salt. And we're going to boil this for 1 hour with a top on it. I'm sorry. We're going to bring it to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to cut it off and cover it for 1 hour. Then after that's done, we'll come back and add all of these luscious ingredients. But remember, bring it to a boil, cut it off, put the top on it, and let it sit for 1 hour. All right, you guys, I'm going to come back and show you everything I'm going to add to it. Okay, while the beans are coming to a boil, I want to go ahead and show you guys what I'm going to add to the pot after the beans have sit for 1 hour. I have some smoked neck bones here. Make sure that when you buy your neck bones, you rinse them off. Because what they do, they cut these neck bones through kind of like a blade process. And it have bone fragment dust on them. So make sure you rinse your neck bones off really well. Okay, I have 1 large onion. And under this, I had some red and green bell peppers left from the dish we did with the smoked sausage. And I left them in large pieces because I'm going to scoop them out. I'm not going to leave them in there. I just want the flavor of these peppers. So I got red and yellow. Of course, I'm going to add some garlic powder. I'm going to do 1 can of stewed tomatoes, Mexican stewed tomatoes. I'm going to use the organic beef broth, low sodium. Of course, I'm going to use some bay leaves, and I'm going to use some chili powder. And once I add all of these to the pot, I'll tell you how much I've done. And also, I'm going to do some beef tips. I thought that would be pretty cool, put the beef tips, once the beans are done, and season the beef tips and put them in there. And then do a big old pan of cornbread for Sunday. Oh, yeah. All right. You guys hang tight. Don't go too far. Stay connected. Bye. Okay, you guys. You remember I told you I wanted you to, once the beans came to a boil, you would take it off, cover it up for 1 hour. But what I'm going to do, these beans have been sitting for about 10 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and add the smoked ham hocks. Now remember, the beans are not cooking. They're just going to sit for 1 hour. But I want the smoked neck bones in there while they're sitting, so some of that smoke flavor can get in. So I'm just kind of moving the beans over and then adding the smoked neck bones. All right. You see that? Okay, let's give it a stir. And we're still gonna let it sit for 1 hour. But put the smoked neck bones in it, or if you're using smoked turkey legs, put that in once you pull it off the eye to sit for 1 hour. Because I want that smokiness, that smoky flavor to actually get in the bean juice also. All right. Thank you. Bye. All right. we're ready to rock and roll. The beans and the smoked neck bones have been sitting for an hour off the stove. So now I've put the stove on 5, and we're going to start adding the onions, bell peppers, tomatoes. All right, let's put the onions and bell peppers in here, which looks amazing. Okay, let's give those a stir. Which, like I said, I'm going to take the bell peppers out. Sorry for the interruption, you guys. My phone rung and I didn't put it on silent. But anyway, I've added the onions and bell peppers. And the reason the bell peppers are so big, as I stated, I'm going to take those out. I just want them for the flavor. Next, I'm going to add 2 large bay leaves. So let's put those down in there. And last, we're not going to add any seasoning yet, especially the chili powder. I did taste the liquid, and 2 tablespoons of salt, I think, is all you're going to need. For me, I think I should have did a tablespoon and a half, but you know, some people like more salt. So a tablespoon and a half or 2 tablespoons of salt once you put your beans on to boil, okay? Next is 1 can of Mexican style stewed tomatoes, which I kind of broke up with my hand because they were a little too chunky. Okay, we're going to stir that up. That looks amazing already, right? And make sure you stir so your beans just won't sit at the bottom. All right. Cover this baby up. And I'm going to say in 1 hour. I might add some beef broth to it because I like my beans to have, you know, some nice juice to it, not just beans. So if I do, I'll come back and let you guys know. But don't that look amazing? And can't wait till you guys taste the flavor. All right. I'll be back shortly. All right. Hope you guys did not forget what else we're adding to these luscious red beans. We're gonna add seasoned beef tips. So I did a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of garlic, half a teaspoon of onion powder, 1/4 a teaspoon of black pepper, and I think that's it. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get these all browned nicely and tender. Then we're going to put them to the side. We're not going to add them to the red beans until the red beans are completely done, because you don't want to take the flavor out of your beef tips, and you don't want them to be kind of, I don't know, mushy, they get tough, so we're just going to put them in at the last, and they'll already be tender. And also, when you get your beef tips, try to cut them up smaller than what they are, because usually when I get beef tips, they're kind of in big chunks. So I just took it and kind of divided them into 4s to where, you know, they can be, when you take a bite of red beans, then you get a bite of beef tips. So I'm going to come back and show you guys the beef tips once they're all brown and tender. But this is going to go into the red beans at the very last. This is going to be such a scrumptious meal, I promise you. Then I'm going to do, I don't know, rice or cornbread. My niece says she's going to do rice because she always loved my red beans, so I'm going to take her some and take my mom some, and I'll decide whether cornbread or rice. All right, you guys, we're rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep this train a-rolling. All right, I'll be back. Just being silly. I'm having a fun day. Bye. All right, you guys, I am finally finished with the red beans with seasoned beef tips and smoked neck bones. I want you to see this. I mean, the flavor is really, really awesome. And the last 15 minutes of the cooking, I added like 1/3 cup of chili powder and a teaspoon and a half of garlic powder. And that is all you need. You do not need any more salt because of the smoked neck bones. They're pretty seasoned and salty, but I'm going to do rice with it. I really love cornbread, but I'm trying to stay away from it. But you guys, please try this recipe, and please share and subscribe. The next time I come on, we will be doing dessert. Thank you.